What's going on, everyone? Rabid here, and today we're going to do a little crypto mining basement update. We got our lights coming in. I usually always have them on no matter where I go, whether it's in our crypto mining room or it's in our workstation test bench room, kind of over there. But the main purpose for this video, after I kind of show you, I've been doing some tidying around and going through what exactly I do have because I wasn't really sure. I do need your guys' help to help me troubleshoot this Antminer L3 Plus. Because it does not seem to get it working. Trust me, I did try everything, but again, fresh set of eyes, maybe someone out there could point me to a different direction. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well if you are not subscribed. If you're into crypto mining, crypto, or anything like that in general, then this is the channel for you. So this is our 12 GPU AAAWave frame. We have our AMD cards up top, and below it on the bottom rack is our NVIDIA 3000 series card. So it is a nice mixed rig, running two separate miners in Hive OS. Here we got our three CPU mining rigs. As we know, this middle one I will be plotting Chia 2 sometime in the near future. I just haven't got around to it yet, but we will be doing that. Over here, we do have our 8 GPU Veda frame here. I'm not sure how exactly you pronounce it. I'm horrible with names, but that is our Veda frame, however you do want to put it. This Amazon rack could also fit 12 to 14 GPUs, depending how you do space them. Misfit Minings and Chump Change. Those guys got some nice fancy hangers, which I do have over there in the corner. I'll show you in a second to hang from here, because we do plan on using those sometime soon when I do test out some GPUs on these CPU mining rigs, so that we can see how the performance, if it's affected or if it's not. Or over here, we got some motherboards here. We got our H110 Pro BTC Plus. We got a B250, two RebTech motherboards, an Asus. We got our 2400 watt power supply down there, two 1200 watt power supplies up here. Some ZSX breakout boards, ZSX amp, X11 amps, some X11s, some X7s, and other majority breakout boards as well. Some extra fans for our XFX cards, two PSUs, all the cables for those breakout boards to be running your complete system, the 24 pins, your 8-pin CPU and whatnot. We got a bunch of stickers here. We got some Space Goats, we got Chump Change, we got some nice Rabid mining fan covers, and here are your actual GPU hangers, which we'll have to utilize here sometime in the near future, as well as our GPU mining rig repair kit right here, which has pretty much anything we need when it comes to crypto mining and fixing, repairing, and building. This is our plotter drive, as well as a ledger. I already have a ledger, but we do have another one just in case, because why not? And we got our hard drives, a 4 terabyte and a 10 terabyte that we will be using to plot that Chia 2 and farming off of here, 2 Chia pools. Underneath everything, we do have a box of a whole bunch of 6 pin to 6+2s on first server power supplies and their breakout boards. Then a box full of splitters. Then we got these PCI Express ×1s to 4 USB. A couple boxes of that from AAAWave, as well as 2 bags full of risers. And of course, we have the gpurisers.com. Code rabidmining will get you 10% off anything from gpurisers.com, as well as gpurisers.uk. So that is pretty much it. You can see the floor now. We don't have a mess and cables and whatever else all over the place. I kind of organized everything all along this table here. So we do have some stuff starting to build up. Pretty sweet. We have, like, what is this, upgradable to like 66 GPUs, plus whatever extras could go on the CPU mining rig. So we got lots of power, lots of slots for GPUs. We just need GPUs. Now, for the main purpose of this video is to ask you guys about this Bitmain Antminer L3 Plus and how we could potentially get this thing working. I'm going to go over the things I did try here, which is pretty much everything that I can think of or researched online. So I went over here, I pulled this thing apart a couple times, so I could probably build this thing with my eyes closed, like right from scratch to nothing. So these miners are pretty basic and simple to pull apart, put together, build, whatever. Like, they are pretty easy. And this is the first ASIC I ever got to try, so I am pretty excited about this. I pulled every cable out on the power supply, and I checked everything, see if anything was loose or anything in any of the connections here, wires or anything. Everything does look good, everything's tight. I went through all the ribbon cables, same thing. I checked everything. I pulled the control board out. I checked it out. It looks pretty brand new. This is a used ASIC. It's like 4 or 5 years supposedly. I'm not 100% sure how old it is, like when it was bought, used, how long, anything, but it's supposed to work. So we're going through it. I got everything out here. I tried different power supplies. I took this 1600 watt out, and then I tried a 1200 watt server PSU. I tried a 2400 watt server PSU. Nothing, it all does the same thing over and over again. I also took this and I hooked it directly to my workstation PC, swapped all the IPs around, the gateways and everything that you are supposed to do if something doesn't work, in case it does have a static IP. Again, obviously, number one, I did use the reset button multiple times over and over and over again. The IP report. To find the IP on the network, I use that advanced IP tracker as well as Bitmain's own IP reporter, and nothing does seem to work. Now, what actually happens when you fire this up, how it's supposed to go is it should run for about 2 minutes, full speed on the fans and everything, ramp up, and then it should start winding down on the RPM for a bit. At that time, you should get a flashy green light. That means it's all booted up and ready to go. So I do not have any lights flashing at all, no red fault or green. So that leads me to believe that they do say that could be a fault in the fan controllers, like one of these fans, not the controller, but the fan itself. So one of these fans, it could be the front one, it could be the back one. I did notice when I pulled it off, I tried this fan here, which sounds like a jet turbine taking off. So this fan definitely works. And I did try it in both slots here. I just want to point out the second slot here is missing that little coupler where, you know, it fit in the groove right about there where it fits there. But the pins and everything are still nice and tight. Everything looks good, so that should not be the issue. When I plug this fan into the first port in the fan 1, it takes off like a jet engine. When I plug it into port 2, it still takes off like a jet engine, so that is not an issue. In my case, this fan definitely works. Both fan ports do work. Now this back fan though, I do find no matter which one I do plug it in, it hardly blows air. It spins really slow, and you can barely feel any air behind it at all. Now ultimately it's together right now and I blow it, this fan goes like an engine and it still blows like crazy right out the back and even winds this one up. But this fan itself, I believe, is not working, which leads me to believe that possibly it is that fan is not working. Now upon more research, I did discover that even if it does seem like a fan is working, then it could still not be getting the proper signal into the control board. So you might need to replace this fan as well. I do have 2 fans on the way. I also have an SD card on the way, which I'm also thinking it may need a flash to new firmware. Something may have happened to the previous firmware. Maybe you know, it was being upgraded before and then pulled off or lost power or whatever. Who knows? Anything could have happened, maybe in transport, no idea. But maybe the firmware needs upgrade. So I have an SD card coming in, so I can upgrade the firmware, as well as 2 fans ordered up. So I am going to have to wait for those to come in. Those are pretty much the last 2 things that I do have to try, and hopefully one of them do get this Antminer L3 Plus working. I will fire this thing up in a minute just so that you guys can see what I am kind of talking about. I just want to point out though, some tests that we will be doing is supposedly on 240 volt. This only uses 750 watts. Now if it's on 120 volt, it will use the 800 watts that it is actually declared to be. But on 240, supposedly it only runs at 50 watts less of the 750. So I find that quite interesting, and definitely going to be a test we are going to try on this when we do finally get this thing working. Pretty sure we will get it going, but again, I have no idea. This is my first ASIC, but it is really fun to play with, and I am really excited for this video here, as well as the one when I actually show you guys how to set this thing up once we finally get to that point. So I am going to fire this thing up for you guys just so you can see it go wild, and this fan is going to spin like crazy and go super loud, and I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear me, but I guess we're about to find out what it's like for Red Panda every day he goes into his mining farm. So we plugged her in. It's going to take off here. And there we go. So now you can see this thing taking off. You can hear it. It's ramped up. And this is what it'll do. You can leave it run for 2 hours and it'll just stay in this mode. Like I said, in about 2 minutes, and that is when it does slowly supposed to wind down. It's all booted up in that time frame. And then we should start getting this blinking green light right here, which does not happen. So I find that quite interesting here. Maybe I'll show you. I'll try the 2 fans. I'm going to take them apart right here. Hopefully you guys can hear me and understand me all right. I'm not sure how it is coming through on the actual audio. But I'm going to pull it apart and I'm going to try this fan in both ports just to show you that it is working, both ports on this fan, and how slow the other one actually does turn. Okay guys, so we are plugged in right now. I'm just gonna plug in these two fans, kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So this is our jet engine fan. So again, I'm gonna put this in fan CPU 1. Now as soon as I plug this in, you'll see this thing take off like a rocket. So there we go. And yeah, so that thing is obviously, fan port 1 is working. That's the one we had it in earlier. Now I'm going to throw this in slot 2, so fan control number 2. If I can find that, there we go. And there we go. So both ports, obviously, they're making this fan put out. So it is no issue at all with this fan. Again, it might not be reading it good enough, so it's probably best just to replace both fans. Now we're going to go with the other fan. Here was the fan that was in the back here. It is a little different fan, as you can see. Different make, model, whatever. But we're going to plug this one into fan port 1. See exactly what it does do here. And bam. There, it's spinning. You can't even hear it. And it barely blows any air. Like, look at that. You can kind of see it. Jaggers, it slows down, speeds up. So there's definitely an issue with this fan. It hardly wants to move. I'm going to put it in the other port. But again, exact same thing as the first port. There, we're plugged in. Exact same thing. So I'm thinking for sure this fan is faulty. Something's wrong with it. So I do have two fans on the way. Hopefully they're both good, because you do never know. You might get a part that is wrong. But I'm definitely thinking hopefully this is just the issue, or it could be a combo of both. But obviously I'm going to try the fans first, or well, depending whatever gets here first, I'll try that first. So I can try the firmware first, then I'll try the fans. But it might be a safer bet to try the fans first. So if they come in later, wait for them, because the firmware is good. I might not want to mess with it just in case something happens in that perspective. So I might just wait for the fans to show up and do that. But I'm definitely thinking at least one fan is toast. So hopefully that is all the issue is. Well guys, thank you for watching. That pretty much sums up this video and this Antminer L3. Again, if you have any suggestions or something to try, I probably did try it and just missed it. But if not, you never know. Any suggestion is much appreciated. Let me know in the comments what you think could what the potential cause of this may be, and I'll try it out if I haven't tried it yet. But I'm pretty sure I did try everything. There's our lovely looking hash boards inside there. Yeah, I really can't wait to get this thing hashing and try it out. Power consumptions and all that stuff that goes along with testing stuff, just like testing the GPU. But we will be testing this profitability for a week, profitability for a month, you know, just see how it does do. So thank you again for watching, guys. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Rabid out. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider watching one of these other videos, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. We do a live stream every Sunday, and Discord link is in the description as well. Thanks everybody again, and Rabid out.